Hi guys, it's Drake here again and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be sharing my opinion on one of the hottest questions right now for internationally trained nurses. And that question is, itutuloy ko ba ang aking deployment? Or in English, should I continue with my deployment to the UK? Before I start, I just wanted to share quick updates about the situation here. So first of all, you must already know that yes, there is a variant that was identified in the UK, and now there's a third variant from Brazil that is, starting to spread around. So from January 18, 2021, the UK will be closing its borders to Portugal and Brazil in an attempt to prevent the entry of the Brazilian variant of the coronavirus. And for anyone traveling from other countries into the UK, you will now be required to do a 10-day quarantine and a negative swab before you can proceed to your destination. In terms of hospital situation, yes, it is quite bad. ITUs are, doubling, sometimes even quadrupling their capacity for patients who are on ventilators, on CPAP machines, on Optiflow. And ako mismo, when I'm at the hospital, I care for patients who are using these machines for them to breathe. So I'm at the front line. I wear full PPE, and yes, we are all at risk. So we all have to be careful. Okay, so the big question now is, with everything that's going on with the rising cases, rising deaths, nurses catching COVID themselves, should you still continue with your deployment? My definite answer is a big yes. Why do I say yes? So number one, if you work here in the UK, PPE is provided. Unlike America, where I've heard stories of, nurses having to buy their own mask or, reusing mask. So far here in the UK, we have been provided all the PPEs that we need, although some may argue that the guidance by the Public Health England is not really the best, because even when we work face to face with the patients who are COVID positive, if they are not on machines that produce aerosols or aerosol generating machines, then we only use the simple face mask and not the FFP. But for patients who are in a closed bay where you have the CPAP or continuous positive airway pressure machines, and you have the high flow nasal oxygen which generates much aerosols that can travel long distances, we are fully provided with the whole gear, the full PPE. So that's one of the good things. I don't know about the situation in individual hospitals in countries like the Philippines, but I've heard some stories that sometimes they'd have to use the whole PPE for straight 8 up to 12 hours. But here in the UK, you are provided and you can come out after 30 minutes or up to 1.5 hours, and then you can have another set of PPE to use again. So you're not worried about running out of PPE. So number two, kahit saan ka man sa mundo, di ba, COVID is there. Just because na-identify ang UK variant doesn't mean that the variant actually came from UK. It's possible na it could have been from somewhere else, from someone who traveled from a different part of the world. Now, how sure are you na walang ibang variant dyan sa country natin? Diba? So, number two reason is, basically, we have the same COVID risk in terms of the uncertainty of the variants. Pero, here in UK, you are being paid much higher. And I'm not just saying that to make it look like we're after the money, but really it's more of, because if you do get ill, or if you're one of your family members, nagkasakit and kailangan i-hospital, would you have the financial means to support them if you don't go for your deployment here in the UK? So isipin mo yan. At least dito, even with the risk, may PPE ka na, mataas pa yung sweldo mo. So if ever na andito ka at nagkasakit ka, on your sick leave, you will have a few days that are paid, okay, compared sa Philippines. Number two, if kailangan kang i-hospitalize, hospitalization is free. But technically, if you are on Tier 2 visa, babayaran mo yan after 3 years as your immigration health surcharge. But there have been changes. So, wala nang immigration health surcharge. So, technically, if magkasakit ka and hospital ka dito sa UK while working as a nurse, then libre yung hospitalization mo saka yung medications mo while you are inpatient. Pag nasa Pinas ka, pag nagkasakit ka, nagka-COVID ka, libre ba ang hospitalization? Kung ikaw yung breadwinner sa Pilipinas and you're supporting your family, pag ikaw ang nagkasakit, sino ang susuporta sa iyo? So that's my question to you. Number 3, the COVID vaccine is now being rolled out dito sa UK. As of today, at the date of filming, there have been 3.8 million people who are already vaccinated with their first dose of the COVID vaccine. And the UK government aims to have all adults vaccinated before September 2021. My question to you, in the Philippines or in whichever country you are from, have you started your COVID vaccination? And if not, when will that be? Now, judging by how the virus has behaved in the last year, it's more than a year now that we have COVID, but we haven't really come out of this very big problem. So the light at the end of that tunnel can only come from being protected, which is having the vaccine. So if you come here to work in the UK, you will be vaccinated and that's for free. Okay? I don't know if in the Philippines, I know some governments have purchased the vaccine, local governments have purchased the vaccine for their constituents. But the question is, will that be free? Okay? And if not, how will it be prioritized dyan? Will it be properly and fairly distributed? Or baka may corrupt na naman, mauuna yung mayayaman, mauuna yung nasa posisyon, diba? Especially sa mga local government units. So, ask yourselves that. But if you continue with your deployment, and as soon as you come, you'll be, prioritized because healthcare workers are prioritized for the COVID vaccine. So number 4, which I've already tackled a little bit earlier, is of course free healthcare. So even if it's not COVID related, if you need to be sent to the hospital for treatment, for emergency surgery, healthcare is free. Now with the COVID situation back in the Philippines or from which country you are from, with everything that's going on, will you have free hospitalization if something happens to you? And again, if you're the breadwinner, this will be a big problem. You won't be having any income and also you won't be able to support your family and you still need to look for money to pay for your hospitalization. So, yeah. One of the reasons why you need to continue with your deployment is because you will be supported healthcare-wise. Number 5, I just want to answer this concern, which they said, if itutuloy mo yung deployment mo ngayon, isasabak ka diretso sa COVID ward or COVID positive patients. Now, this is quite a tricky question. Kasi when you say na isasabak ka kaagad sa COVID ward, it's open to interpretation. Ano bang ibig sabihin mo? As in like pagdating mo without any training, without any PPE, papadala ka sa mga COVID positive patients? That's definitely a no. So, how it works here in the UK is as soon as you arrive, you will be settled to your accommodation, and even before you start working in the ward, you will be given trainings. Okay, you will have your orientation, you will have your mandatory training, although today it might be online, but you will still have that training. And if you are allocated or you are assigned to a COVID unit, which is still possible, yes, you will have, of course, your proper PPE, and you will be trained by the nurses, the senior nurses or the charge nurses where you will be working as to how the ward works. So you can't really say na isasabak ka lang diretso na face-to-face with COVID na walang anuman, walang training or walang PPE. So that's definitely a wrong statement. So here in the UK, it doesn't happen like that. You will have your proper introduction, orientation, and then trainings before you even go and work face to face with patients. So number 6, I would like to answer the comment that if tutuloy ka sa deployment mo, mawawalan na ng nurses ang Pilipinas. So number 1, there are thousands of nursing graduates in the Philippines. Ang problema lang is a percentage of that is working not in the hospital but in other fields like tourism, and some people are also in call centers and on other fields of work. Now, it may be true, mawawalan sila. So if you will continue with your deployment, mawawalan ng isang nurse. Ang tanong, is there someone that can fill that space? So that's a yes, because even during this pandemic, there are still nurses who do not have hospital job even if they wanted to. So really, if you continue with your deployment, then you are getting a good opportunity, but also you are giving opportunities to those nurses who want to have that hospital job, but there is no availability. And also, guys, if you really want to help and you're still in the Philippines and you are a nursing graduate, then if you're one of these people commenting this, and you're very patriotic enough, then why don't you go and work in the hospital rather than keep discouraging other people to go for their dreams when in fact ikaw mismo you're not working as a nurse. So those are my opinions regarding this topic. So obviously, nasa sa inyo pa rin yan kung tutuloy kayo or hindi. Each individual will have a different situation, so make sure that you weigh your pros and cons properly before you make the big decision. If you do decide to pursue your deployment, then don't forget to check out my video 10 things to do before you fly to the UK to help you out a bit on how to prepare for that deployment. And check out my Nursing in the UK playlist so you have a better idea of how it is to be a nurse here. I hope my opinions have helped you weigh things better. Whatever decision you make, I wish you all the best. Always stay safe, and I hope to see you soon if you do come here in the UK. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you can see more of my videos about being a nurse here in the UK. Till next time, bye-bye.